Hi everyone, welcome back to the Lopez All Real Estate channel, and we're coming live here from my Airbnb. It's a one bedroom, and if you're listening to this, chances are that you are finally ready to host as a short, mid, or long-term renter on Airbnb. And what I'd like to do today is show you how to list on your property or your listing on Airbnb so that it runs smoothly. It's probably one of the things that most of us don't want to do because it is a very tedious process and there is a lot of small details that you have to provide on the listing. I'm going to walk you through from A to Z how to list your property on Airbnb, give you a couple of tips. It's like I said, a very tedious process, Airbnb listing. I'm not going to run through every small little thing. What I'm going to try to do is keep it as short as I can. But let's go ahead and go at it. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm pretty sure that I've been there, done that. But if not, let's share some ideas. Feel free to comment down below and let's get through this process. Yeah, so let's start with listing your property. So if you don't have an account, you're going to need to create an account. I already have an account. If you go to the menu options, you have a create a new listing category there that you can click on, and you would then click on create a new listing unless you want to duplicate one. Not sure what that's about, but go ahead and click there, and you're going to go through 3 steps here. You're going to talk about the place, you're going to make it stand out, and then finish and publish it. So in the first step, we have which of the best describes your place. So are you looking at a bed and breakfast, at a house, a cabin? You even have castle here, guest house, hotel. Some of these I've never even heard of, like a Rayukan or a Riad or a shepherd's hut. That would be interesting. In this case, I am listing a tiny house on wheels, and I don't even see that option. So I'm just going to press on tiny house. Okay, so once we click on that, we have our next option would be what type of place will guest have. So are you renting out the entire space? If it's a home, are you renting out the kitchen, the rooms, the backyard, the front yard, the living space, or are you just renting out a room? If you're just renting out a room, you have to be a bit more specific in terms of, are you renting out just the room? Will there be someone sharing the room with you, which would be the shared room option? In my case, it's a tiny house, so it's the entire place. They have the entire place to themselves. And then what you have to do at that point is type in your address. So go ahead and type in the street address, the city that it's located in. And when it comes to pinning the right spot, what I would suggest you do is to move or reposition the pin just a tiny bit so that people won't know exactly where you live, and that's a bit important. You don't want people to know exactly where you live until, of course, they have actually booked your place. And also some basic information, what number of guests, how many bedrooms do you offer, and bathrooms in total. So for my listing, I have a 1 bedroom. Now, you might be asking, well, how many guests can I have if I have 1 bedroom? So the rule of thumb is if you have a room, you can have 2 people per room. And that's kind of a rule of thumb. It changes with different places and also, ordinances, city ordinances. But my suggestion would definitely be that if you have a room, you should be able to fit in 2 people. A queen size bed should do. And some, let's say you have a pull-out bed, you can have a pull-out bed, which could fit 2 people in a living room. But are they going to sleep comfortably? That's the question. So you have to ask yourself, are your guests going to sleep comfortably? Because that will be what will give you that 5-star rating. You're always looking for that 5-star rating. So you always want to make sure that your guests are comfortable. So in my case, it would be 2 guests. I offer 1 bedroom, 1 bed, and 1 bathroom. So 2 guests only. And tell guests what your place has to offer. So in my case, it would be Wi-Fi, TV, kitchen, a washer. I do have parking. I have a driveway that is dedicated to my Airbnb guests. I have air conditioning and a small patio. And that is all that I offer. If you offer a barbecue grill, if you offer lake access or skiing, an outdoor shower, then the more amenities you have, obviously, the more money you will be making. Also, safety items. Have in California, have a carbon monoxide and have a smoke detector in every room. That's very important, as well as a first aid kit. The only thing that I'm missing is a fire extinguisher, but with the carbon monoxide, a smoke detector, and a safety first aid kit, I think that will be fine. And then comes dragging of the photos. So take the time to look for the photos that you have and download them. This is going to be very, very important, and that is for you to have professional, high quality, high definition photos that are done professionally. I had Gabrielle, who is my photographer. She did a fantastic job in taking these pictures that you will see there. And she helped me with the lighting. She helped me with, propping certain items in certain places. And it actually was a very gloomy day, but with the lighting editing, she was able to lighten up the small hill that is in front of the tiny house. So make sure to spend that extra $150, $200 for professional photography. And also with the pictures, make sure, I'll mention it later, but it's very important to place them in a certain order where you're flowing through the home from the point that you're walking into the property all the way to, the bedroom. So I'll make a note of that in a bit. And giving your home a title, that's very important. You want to make sure that you give a catchy title instead of just, cabin in the woods. They had a 50-word limit and they now shortened it to 32, which is a huge bummer because my plan was to, my tiny house is a farmhouse, has a farmhouse theme. So I was going to title it, Saddle Up into this tiny 220 square foot farmhouse on wheels. But unfortunately, the 32-word limit did not allow me, so all I can fit is tiny farmhouse on wheels. So hopefully that'll be catchy. And describe your property. So I believe that in the area that I'm in, I'm the only one that has a tiny house. So it would be considered a rare piece, a novelty. And it is rustic, but that's what it would be for my listing. And create a description. So do your best, find a wordsmith. If you are not one, try to get yourself, do a bit of research and come up with, catchy names, catchy words. So for instance, here I have adventure awaits you in this rustic getaway. Welcome to this thoughtfully designed 220 square foot tiny farmhouse on wheels that sits behind our single family home in a fenced off area overlooking a lush, succulent hillside. So you want to make sure that you let them know where they will be staying at and be completely honest about your listing as much as you can also. So I'm letting them know it's 220 square feet. It's very tiny. And in details later, I'll actually describe it's 8.5 by 26 feet. So it's important to be accurate. And finish up and publish. What they're going to ask you for is to set up your pricing. I would probably, if this was your first time, I would go with the guesstimate that Airbnb provides, which is, it says here, anywhere between $58 and $96. So they already have $77 per night set up, which is kind of the average. And they also have a get booked faster option. So your first 3, 4, or 5 guests, you're going to want to give them a discount because they're going to come in and they're going to come in thinking, wow, we got a great price for this Airbnb. They're going to enjoy your stay. If they do find 1 or 2 or 3 things that may be missing or that they maybe didn't like about your place, it makes it up by you lowering your price and getting that awesome discount. So in the end, you're going to win because they will provide you with a 5-star and you will then start getting more bookings because other guests will look and say, wow, this listing has 4 or 5 5-star reviews and they compliment the place. I'm going to stay here because I trust what other people have experienced. So you want to typically most likely start off with a lower price And then after you start getting those great reviews, start upping the price of your bookings. Okay. And one last step, you have to divulge, do you have security cameras? Do you have weapons in the home? Do you have dangerous animals? We live in a wildlife area with bobcats and rattlesnakes. And so it's very important for us to just let people know that there is wildlife here. There are coyotes. The good thing is that you have a $1 million policy through Airbnb. If something happens, Airbnb covers you, but it's important for you to be very transparent about your living space, your property. And it's time to publish, so take a good look and show the preview. It's very important. Once you click that publish button, it's going to then direct you to the pictures. And this is where you can take the time to modify the pictures. For instance, here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pictures that are at the bottom, which show the exterior of the property, and push them up to the front. And what it's going to allow your guests to do is to take a look at the pictures and look at the captions and understand a little bit more about every single picture that you take. You should have, 20, 25 pictures, and just try to showcase the property as much as possible. So once it's published, it says, "Congratulations, Jose," and there's a congratulations there by Mr. Chesky. And what you're going to want to immediately do, guys, is to block off all of the dates. Just go under calendar and block off all of your dates. The reason why you want to do this is because you haven't set up the cleaning fees. And I had this problem once when I first listed an Airbnb. I was so happy to get a listing that same day, and then I realized, oh my gosh, there are no cleaning fees. So that first guest actually stayed without paying any cleaning fees. I had to clean up the place myself. But do yourself a favor, block off all of the calendar dates, and then after you do that, go to update, go to your listings, click update, and go through the information in regards to safety. Do you think your place is suitable for children? Do you live near a body of water? Do you have a play structure for kids? Do you live in potentially dangerous, in an area with potentially dangerous animals? So you're gonna wanna click yes or no on all of those. And they're gonna wanna know, Airbnb is gonna wanna make sure that you do not have cameras in areas like the bedroom or the bathrooms and private spaces. So I have a camera that's located at the parking in the driveway area. So just to make sure that if I say there are 2 guests that are staying, 2 guests to show up, right? That's very important. There are unfortunately no pets. So if I do see a pet that is coming, then I can contact the guest and let them know if they read the rules and regulations. It's make sure that also that the devices are not hidden. So you shouldn't be hiding the cameras. Make them easily visible to your guest that, hey, the camera is there, we are watching. Make sure to take a look at that. Click on policies. That is also very important. Know what the cancellation policies are. Make sure that you write the house rules. That is also very important. Folks, I do have my house rules and I do have a guidebook. So if you're interested in taking a look at my guidebook, absolutely free. If you want to take a look at my house rules, absolutely free. Look down below. You should see my email. Email me and I will send you a free guidebook. I'll send you my house rules, and that way you can just copy paste it if you'd like. It's up to you. There's smoking and vaping. You should most likely not have smoking and vaping allowed. I would definitely say that is probably not a good idea. And at that point, then you can go ahead and click on the calendars and open up the dates as soon as you have the cleaning fees. Let's see here. So, as I mentioned before, here I am. What I'm doing is I am taking in fast forward motion, I'm taking all of the pictures and I am adding captions to each one. So here's the first picture of probably what my guest will see, which is a private hillside view separated by a private fence. And then they will see my tiny home. And I want to let them know that this home is on wheels and that the home tends to sway as if you were in an RV. So it's important for me to let my guests know this may not be suitable for everyone. I also have steps that guests have to be able to step and get into the home. So we write a caption for every picture, as I stated before. There's a bistro chair there. That is about it, folks. And there is the listing. You can even take a look, change to travel mode, and then take a look at your listing and make sure that everything is there. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention was a good deal of your guests are from out of town. So they're gonna wanna know where the popular restaurants are. That should be in your guidebook. They're gonna wanna know how far you are from certain landmarks. Like I'm 15 minutes away from Magic Mountain. So it's good to put that in the description. How far I am from hospitals. I am 15 minutes from the Kaiser Permanente Hospital. And so there are just certain landmarks that guests are gonna wanna know in advance how far you are from. So you wanna definitely add that to your listing. So I wanna thank you for watching. If you have any questions, if I missed something, feel free to comment down below. I hope that your listing comes out fantastic, and I hope that your listing is prosperous and that you're able to do fantastic things with your time now that you are gaining some money on the side from this project that you've been working on. And always do your best in trying to satisfy your guests. If they need hand towels, if they need whatever it is that they may need, always provide it for them. And don't forget this sign. This is a very important sign. If you want a copy of this, then feel free to send me an email and I'd be happy to get this for you. It's framed and it states, "Dear guest, we strive for 5 stars. So please let us know right away if something is amiss so that we may resolve the issue right away. We want your trip to be memorable in the best way possible. Before you leave anything below a 5-star review, feel free to call me." And this is very important so that if guests see this, they say, I'm gonna text my host and I'm gonna let him know or let her know that I am not pleased and I want you to make it right. And that's how I have maintained a 4.9 star review over the past 2 years. And that's satisfying your customers. Good luck to all of you, and I'll be making a follow-up video as well. So stay tuned and please subscribe down below, like, and I'll see you folks on the next one.